decimals and the fundamental operations on them. So, first of all, here decimal fraction. Before going to discuss about this, we need to know about the decimal numbers. First of all, we need to know about decimal numbers. Decimal numbers. Exactly, what is meant by decimal numbers? Decimal numbers and అర్థం numbers which can be expressed in the form of a decimal, then those are called as a decimal numbers. ఏ numbers అయితే మనము decimal numbers గా ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేయగలము వాటిని మనము decimal numbers అని చెప్తాం. Numbers which can be expressed in decimal form. Example చూస్తే 3.567, next one 4.703, next one 8.304, next 0.003, 9.340. Then here, how can we identify whether the given numbers are decimal numbers or not? So simple. See here, decimal is there. Decimal is there. Decimal means here dot. ఒక డాట్ ఉంది ఇక్కడ మనం గమనిస్తే. సో డాట్ తర్వాత ఉంది చూడండి ఇక్కడ 5 6 7 ఆఫ్టర్ డాట్ డెసిమల్, డెసిమల్ తర్వాత 703, ఇక్కడ డెసిమల్ తర్వాత 304, ఆఫ్టర్ డెసిమల్ చూడాలి 003, ఆఫ్టర్ డెసిమల్ 340. Actually here this last example is there, no? So this we can written as 9.34 only actually. Decimal part. In the decimal part, if the extreme value, extreme digit, decimal lo last digit, ఒకవేళ 0 అయితే we can ignore that digit. So one more example, let me write here 40000. Suppose after 4, how many zeros are there? 4 zeros are followed by this 4. 4 zeros are there at last. When after decimal. So we can ignore those 4 zeros. These 4 zeros no need. So this value is 3.4 only. Whereas if it is a whole number, suppose if it is a whole number means suppose this is 3, 4. After this, suppose 4 zeros are there. So this will become 3,40,000, that is. So this is a 3,40,000. But whereas here, due to the effect of this decimal, this entire value is 3.4 only. Keep that in mind. In every decimal number, two parts are there. In every decimal number, two parts are there. Here, first. Before the decimal 4 is there, no? See here, before decimal కు ముందు మనకు 4 ఉంది కదా, ఈ 4 ను మనం ఏమంటామంటే హోల్ పార్ట్ అని చెప్తాం. హోల్ పార్ట్. నెక్స్ట్ here 5 6 7. So this is called as a decimal part. This is a decimal part. Before this decimal, this part is a whole part. Next after decimal, 5 is there, 6 is there, 7 is there. So this 5, 6, 7 is a decimal part. So this is a decimal part. So similarly, so try to tell then along with me. Then what is the whole part in the second example? In this 4.703, what is the whole part? Exactly, 4 is the whole part. Next decimal part 703. 703 is the decimal part. Next third example, then 8 is called as a whole part. 8 is the whole part. Then what about here decimal part? Decimal part is nothing but 0304. 304 is decimal part. So in this, then what is whole part? Whole part is a 0. 0 is also a whole number. Remember that. Then decimal part 0003 is a decimal part. Then here, then what is a whole part? 9 is a whole part. Then what about decimal part? Exactly, the decimal part is nothing but only 3-4. No need to write, no need to carry 0. And one more thing, let me tell you, 3.57 is there here, and then here one more example, 357 is there. So then what is the notation? Notation is nothing but 3.57 here, then here 357 only. Then how can we write this? How can we spell this? How can we read these two? This we know very well. This is nothing but 357 only, that is 357. 300s, 150, and then one more 7 is there here. So no doubt about this in this. Then what about this? This we should not read. We should not read like this 3.57. No, that is not a 3.57. So the exact pronunciation or then exactly then in what way that we need to read? 3.57. 3.57. Same here also. There see, read it 3.567. Next one 4.703. Next one 8.304. Next one 0.003. Next one 9.340. So these are all decimal numbers only. Then finally, then what can we say about decimal numbers? The numbers then which can be expressed in the form of decimal, then those numbers are called as a decimal numbers. So in these decimal numbers, then mainly two parts are there. Then what are those? Before the decimal, this is a whole part or complete part. That is also called as a complete part. Then after decimal, how many digits are there? So those are all called as a decimal part. So this is a decimal part. Left side is a whole part. Middle it is a decimal. Middle it is called as a decimal. Next one, decimal fraction. So then exactly then what is meant by decimal fractions? Decimal fractions ante the denominators of the fractions. Denominator. Here the main thing, the keyword is a denominator or harm అని చెప్తాం కదా మనము, harm. So the denominator of the fraction, either 10 or the power of 10, either 10 or power of 10, So such type of fractions are all called as a decimal fractions. Yes, if any number which is in the form of p by q, then all are called as a decimal number. Fraction numbers only. X by y is a fraction number. A by b, fraction number. P by q, fraction form of this all. So 2 by 5, fraction. 3 by 7, fraction. 8 by 3, fraction. 7 by 1, fraction. So then here, decimal fractions. These are simply fractions only. But here, decimal fractions. If the denominator of the given fractions either 10 or the power of 10. Yes, then 2 by 10. This is 2 by 10 only. So 3 by 10 square means 10 square. 10 square means 10 square. 10 into 10. It is equals to 100. Next one is 5 by yes, chapal. 5 by 10 cube actually it is. Next it is 4. So 10 cube means cube 3 here. So 3 represents how many zeros we need to keep after 1? 3 zeros. Next 7 by 10 power 4. 10 power 4 means 4 zeros should follow 1 here. Okay, right. So here these are the decimal fractions. Now this is a fraction. Yes, how did you know that is a fraction? Yes, already we discussed in the fraction chapter. The numbers which are in the form of x by y or a by b or p by q, then such type of numbers are called as a fractions only. Here 2 by 10, 3 by 10, 5 by 1000, 7 by 10,000. So these are all fractions only. So then what about the value of 2 by 10? It is nothing but 0.2. The value of 3 by 100, it is nothing but 0.03. Then next one, the value of 5 by 100, 5 by 1000, 5 by 1000, it is nothing but 005. So then 7 by 10,000, 7 by 10,000, it is nothing but 0.0007. So finally, what about decimal fractions? Decimal fractions అంటే ఏంటి? హారాలన్నీ కూడా హారాలు ఏ విధంగా ఉండాలి మనకి? అయితే మనకి 10 ఉండాలి, లేదా 10 స్క్వేర్ అంటే దట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ 100 అయినా ఉండొచ్చు. 10 క్యూబ్ అంటే మరి ఏదో కాదు 1000. అలాగే 10 పవర్ 4 అంటే మనకి 10,000. ఆ విధంగా మనకి 1 తర్వాత ఎన్ని జీరోస్ అయినా సరే ఉండొచ్చు అన్నమాట. 10,000 lakh ఉండొచ్చు, 10 lakh ఉండొచ్చు, crore ఉండొచ్చు, 10 crores ఉండొచ్చు. ఆ విధంగా మనకి ఎన్ని నంబర్స్ అయినా సరే మనకి ఎన్ని జీరోస్ అయినా ఆఫ్టర్ 1 ఒకటి తర్వాత ఎన్ని సున్నాలైనా సరే మనకి డినామినేటర్ ఆఫ్ ద గివెన్ ఫ్రాక్షన్స్ లో ఉండాలి. సో ఇటువంటి ఫ్రాక్షన్స్ మనం ఏమని చెప్తామంట? డెసిమల్ ఫ్రాక్షన్స్. అంటే ఇటువంటి ఇట్లా హారాల్లో కనుక 10 కానీ 100 కానీ 1000 కానీ 10,000 కానీ lakh కానీ 10 lakh కానీ ఆ విధంగా ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం ఇచ్చిన ఫ్రాక్షన్ ని డెసిమల్స్ లోకి మనం ఈజీగా కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు.